This is your Daily 5 for Monday, April 20th, 2026. There was an outage for the social media site Bluesky last week for what is reported to be a DDoS attack. Whether that's actually what it is or not, we don't really know. At this point, I tend not to believe what anybody's explanation for anything is anymore, because it's just as likely that somebody pushed an AI bit of code through and hosed their own service as it is they were actually attacked. But whatever the reason, the service went down, and this led inevitably to a lot of people complaining that why, if Bluesky is in fact decentralized, which is a claim that has come up many times, that Bluesky is a decentralized service, then why is it going down under the weight of a DDoS attack? And look, that's not inaccurate. I really don't know why the decentralized service things keeps hanging around Bluesky, but it's not correct. It just simply is not. But the reality is, decentralization is a myth. There is no such thing as a decentralized service. And it's because all of these platforms, they all fundamentally rely on the physical infrastructure of the internet and the people who manage it. And that is an increasingly small group of people. Unless you are in a neighborhood or a community that runs its own ISP, there is no decentralized anything. You are not, in fact, because people will point to things like Mastodon, that type of thing. Well, those are decentralized. Yeah, except they're not. Because, again, if something were to happen on Mastodon, I don't know what it would be, probably something child-related, because that's usually what gets the levers moving, that service would be gone in a heartbeat. Because the reality is, again, decentralization, much like the free internet at a Starbucks or a cafe, it's not real. There is a real consolidation. What is real is the consolidation of the infrastructure that drives the internet. And until that is really remedied, until it is possible, and there are some places that do it, but it's a very, very limited scale and certainly not enough to have critical mass. But until every place that you live has at least two ISPs available of equal quality, I'll put it like that, or that can provide equal services, as well as the option to have a community-driven ISP, then decentralization is a nice idea. It's something to strive for, but it absolutely is not something that's actually achievable. It's just not. So yes, is Bluesky not decentralized? No, it's not. Is Mastodon more decentralized? It's more decentralized. And many other services are, in fact, more decentralized. But there is no such thing as decentralized. It just does not. If you are not able to, and look, every time AWS goes out, you have the proof of it. How is AWS, which is supposed to have redundancy, or Cloudflare, when these things go down and suddenly huge portions of the internet just vanish for a while, how decentralized can anything be when even services that promote the ability to have massive redundancy cannot actually stay in place? And when they fall out, so do large portions of the internet that we are just used to having. So decentralization, I'm all for it. I would absolutely support anybody who wanted to put forth legislation, again, mandating that no location had any shorter than 3 ISP options, and one should be a community-driven one. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of complication in making that happen, but you know what? We seem to, at least in this country, we seem to be able to spend big amounts of money and human capital on things that are far less beneficial to mankind. So I think if we really wanted this to happen, it would. So I don't want it to be oversimplified how that would actually happen, but I don't for 1 second believe it couldn't happen. And until it does, and until there is actual community-driven control over the actual infrastructure of the internet, then the idea of decentralization, certainly nice, noble, we should be aiming for it. I would prefer all services to be more decentralized as opposed to less. But again, to emphasize the kind of broader point that I feel like gets missed very often when these things come up. Yeah, it's all well and good for a service or a platform to be decentralized, but without direct user influence on the fundamental mechanisms of the internet, decentralization is a nice idea, but it actually does not exist at all. Later.